Hello, hello. I hope you all are well and having a beautiful day, a beautiful week. We have a lovely rest of the day planned. I have been loving being home from our past trip. It was such a dream, but I'm definitely entering that nesting mode. I just have so many ideas of house projects, garden projects, and it just feels so cozy to be at home, and I just have been really enjoying brainstorming different home projects. So we have a little agenda for the day, for the rest of the day. So one project that has been on my mind has been adding a gallery wall to our staircase area, because it is just right in the middle of our living room area. So it serves as such a great blank slate for us to add some photographs, more color, more memories. And after traveling, I feel like I always have the urge to create another gallery wall space, because I just love to have these photos as reminders of just beautiful, special times and experiences. So we're gonna try to work on that. I went shopping yesterday to try to source some picture frames for the gallery wall, and I want it to be a bit more eclectic, colorful. We have a variety of different photo walls throughout our home, and some are a bit more symmetrical. Like the one in our bedroom is very symmetrical, which I love, but definitely going for something different for this little area. So I tried the thrift store first, and unfortunately I did not have great luck finding picture frames there. I did find some other little trinkets though that I'll show you in a second. But we then went to Home Goods, and I found a bunch there that I'm really excited about. It's a great mix, hopefully. And again, I want it to be more playful, which almost gives me more freedom to just sort of source all different kinds of frames. So I'm excited to work on that. I also printed out some photos this morning, so hopefully we'll have a good little mix and matched situation. So that's the first project I'd like to work on. Well, we'll see. But then in the garden, we have a couple things going on. So we have our elderberry that's starting to produce the ripe berries. So I want to start collecting that. My plan is to harvest as much elderberry as possible, keep it in the freezer, and then I can make elderberry syrup and immune boosting things in the fall. But I actually want to make a batch of elderberry jam today, hopefully, and I want to gift that to one of my girlfriends, and then also Brandon loves it as well. I don't know if I can have it right now being pregnant. There's not a whole lot of research on it, so I'll probably just hold off until a couple more months, but I'm excited to just work on that. And I got little cute jars. I'll just show you now because I'm so excited about them. But they're these little Weck jam jars, and they're just precious. I cannot wait to gift little homemade jams in these jars. I mean, how cute. Pair them with some garden flowers as well. Love it, love it, love it. So we have that, and then I've also been drying out sunflowers that have started to droop, and I want to collect the seeds so that we can plant them probably in August, so that we have sunflowers for the fall time. So those are a few things on our agenda. Gotta get some work done, computer work, and then later tonight I'm doing trivia night with some of my girlfriends. So we're gonna have a little dinner date and do trivia, so we have just a beautiful day on the horizon. Let me show you those thrifted items that I found yesterday. Again, what I originally went in for was a dresser for the nursery. I'm really trying to source a secondhand dresser, but I've been checking Facebook Marketplace too, and there haven't been that many options at all. So we'll see. We're gonna keep looking. We have a little more I have to put a timeline of how long I can look before I'm like, okay, no, we need to just get a dresser. But I found this adorable baby photo album, which is just so cute. I've heard this idea from a couple mom friends that I absolutely love, but essentially you put a little photo album together and you put profile pictures of all your loved ones. So basically a headshot and their name, and then you can flip through it, and that way your baby, your toddler, your child can start learning all of your loved ones' names. And I just think that is so cute, and you can read it to them like you would any kind of book. So maybe I'll do that with this photo album, but I I love sourcing photo albums from the thrift store, and honestly, can you ever, yes, of course you can have too many, but I just really want to try to be good about printing out photos as well, so this helps me stay motivated to do that. And then another thing I went in for was little vessels to put garden flowers in when I gift them to different friends, family members, because I've had a collection of just clear like mason jars that I've been using, but I'm almost out of them. So I thought, what's even better than a clear jar? These adorable little vases, and they had pretty good selection yesterday. So I found these two that I really love. And then two little baby things we found. This baby flower vase, which is just so precious. The blue color is perfect. And then this one, the options are endless, I feel like. It says baby, it's B-A-B-Y. It's this like really high quality crystal vessel. I'm thinking I could do a plant in it, so put soil and then do like a little plant cutting maybe and propagate something to grow. That could potentially be a good idea so that you can see the letters more clearly. But I don't know. Again, the options feel endless, so we'll see what the future holds for this cutie. Computer work project that I'm working on is compiling all of our Italy recommendations from our past trip. I have a travel section of my website where I could update it more, I will say, but I have different locations that we've been to, and essentially I put a list of all of our favorite activities and food spots. That's how I operate when I plan different trips to different destinations. I just compile a list of everything on our bucket list for that destination, and then depending on where we're staying and what we feel like doing that day, we just try to cross off what we have on our list. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Again, I don't know if you watch the travel vlogs or not, but we didn't book anything in advance for Italy besides our hotel accommodations, our train tickets, and that's it. So I will say, if you're going to visit the Colosseum or any of those really highly coveted spots, it is best to book in advance, but this is just how we like to travel right now. We like to go with the flow, be flexible. So I am updating that. Hopefully I'll have it done by the time this video is up, and I'll link it there. But I also wanted to thank Squarespace for partnering with me for this portion of today's video. I'm so thankful for my website, and that Squarespace is such an incredible tool to help me be capable of setting up a website, and it's just so easy to update and customize and make your own. I've shared this numerous times, but I've had my website for about 7 years now, my Squarespace website, so it really has evolved with me throughout the years, which again, I really just appreciate, and I have so much fun updating it. And it's really neat because they have this new guided design system where you can personalize your website, and it's called the Squarespace Blueprint, and you can choose from professionally curated layout and styling options to really make your website unique and build your online presence from the ground up. So again, it's tailored to you and your brand, so I really love how customized it can be, and it's optimized for every device as well, because I still use my laptop quite a lot, but of course I use my phone, and I love to see different mobile sites. So having it flow very nicely between devices is very appreciated. And they also have optimized SEO tools, which is great that you don't have to put as much of your brain power in that, because they already have that flowing for you so that you'll show up more often to more people and grow the way you want to. Squarespace also has the tools you need to start selling online, whether it's digital or physical products, and they make checkout seamless for your customer. So very thankful for Squarespace, and if you're interested, you can head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch your site, you can go to squarespace.com/AllisonBickerstaff to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or a domain. I'm just gonna work on this a little bit longer, and then we'll dive into our gallery wall. And while I'm here, I actually wanted to give you a nursery update, because we are starting to brainstorm and work on that. I've had it in my head for a while, just different elements. I wouldn't say there's necessarily a theme. I'll put my little mood board I made on the screen so you can see. I've been loving the combination of baby blue and yellow, or just blue and yellow in general, but for the nursery I'll probably do more of a soft, whimsical baby blue, but maybe have some darker blues as well. But I just love those two together. I think it's really calming with probably some green as well. I want it to be colorful, but I think those will be like my core colors. We're gonna go this weekend to look for paint, try to pick out a paint color or a few different paint colors. So we're having fun with it. We're still in the early stages of piecing it together, but one thing that we have worked on last week that's in motion this week is Brandon's office, because we're doing a little guest bedroom slash his office situation, which it's a little crammed in there, but he's very excited about it. His desk actually just arrived today. We got him a standing desk, which he's been wanting for a while, which is amazing. I think that's so nice to have a standing option when you're at the computer all day. So he's pumped about his standing desk. He has to assemble it. I bet he'll do it tonight because he's just so excited. But we have that, and then I'm trying to think of like different components we can add in to make it more office-y for him. We really need to organize the closet. We're also going to look into closet organization this weekend. Maybe like if we can do some built-in, DIY built-in situation, that would be ideal. So things are moving, but we're being very intentional with it. We're not rushing anything. So thankful we have a bit of time to piece everything together. Here are the frames that we collected yesterday. I also have some frames that I've just had for a long time. This was actually in like my childhood home. There's some really old pictures. I'll have to take them out, but yeah, I forget where this was, but I've had this frame since I was a little girl. So maybe we'll use this, but yeah, it's just nice to have options. And I feel like with the layout we're going with, we'll see how much of the space it takes up, which I need to show you where I'm even gonna do this, but we'll see how much it takes up, and then we could even add on if we want, or I mean, maybe I could have even sourced too many frames. I don't think so, but because I want it to be like a statement. I don't want it to be a subtle little thing. I want it to be a really fun component. Oh, here's a little Allison. I wonder what year that was. The pigtails, classic. I like the black and white. Oh, and here we go. I look the same. Okay, so we have this frame, and I actually painted it. I don't even know when. It was white, but I painted it blue. I think I painted it for someone's baby shower, and I used it for a baby shower. I think that's what I did. Okay, so yesterday, oh, here's another one I already had. This picture, I remember I was gonna maybe use this in Palmer's little area under the stairs, because it's Brandon and I and Palmer when he was a little puppy at the beach. So I already have a picture in there. I think I would switch it out, but that's an option. And then for the big frames that I got yesterday, I have this 8x10 one. Really pretty wooden edge. So we like that. And then this is the biggest one. So this one we'll have to do first, figure out where we want it first, and then everything can kind of go around it. And we also could do it landscape or vertical. So we shall see, but this is really beautiful. It does have a place, it does have the hooks, which is nice. Some of the frames do not have backings, so I actually ordered backings that are coming today as well, so we can attach the backings to the ones that don't have the backs, because there were quite a few, honestly. Also, this is not part of the frame wall, but I got this fan yesterday from HomeGoods as well that I'm excited about. This is gonna be like my comfort fan the next couple of months whenever I'm sitting on the porch. Now that it's getting so toasty, I feel like I'm gonna be using this all the time to stay cool, because I still wanna spend a ton of time outside, but Mama's gotta stay cool, and that fan is adorable. So that's my little comfort fan, like I said. Okay, and then we have this squiggle one, which is really fun. I love the playfulness of it. And then we have these beautiful frames. We have some blue colors. Here, I'll just show you like this. So I'll probably like space these out with the more neutral ones. Love this oval one, and also love this little mini one. And lastly, I saw this one. Oh, this one, these two miniature ones are actually from Joann's, the craft store. I went in there to try to find the backings actually, but I couldn't find them. I asked someone who works there, and then the aisle that they told me there were no backings. So I'm just like, Amazon it is. But yes, we have these two miniature ones. And this dog one, I actually want to put over Palmer's dog bowl that we have right here by the door. I just think it's so cute to have like little things on the wall. So that's the vision with this one. I don't love the silver. I might paint it a fun color, but that's what got me with this one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be really organized and not put a bunch of holes in the wall. Like I'm kind of reckless with DIY projects sometimes. I'm just like, oh, that looks good. Okay, let's put a nail in the wall. But that drives Brandon crazy because he is very intentional and all of that. He's really good at that kind of thing. But to set ourselves up for success, I have this brown craft paper, and essentially I'm gonna line all of the frames that we got, and then we'll tape it to the staircase wall and get our layout coordinated before we do start nailing things. And now is the fun part where we get to just try to rearrange. So this is our area right here that we're working with. I feel like I want the big one maybe here, possibly. I'm just gonna start taping them, and hopefully something will come together pretty organically that we love. Okay, I really like where we landed with this. Of course, it's a little quirky looking because we have not perfect symmetry or anything, but I like that. And I like how we absolutely could add on to it and just keep documenting and displaying all the memories. So I'm good to move forward. I'm feeling excited. Next step is to fill our frames with the photos we printed out. I printed out some, like I mentioned this morning, but we might have some empty ones for now. Also, I'm still waiting on the backings, so this might be a 2-day project, but we'll just start with what we can. I just realized this big frame has a little crack, like part of the glass is missing in the corner, but it adds character. Not worth a return, and I remember this being the last one, so we're just gonna keep what we got. We made some good progress. Still have to fill in some of the frames, but I like where we're going with this, but it's time to get ready for trivia. The pregnancy ball has come out to play, and it honestly feels amazing. I wish I ordered it maybe even a couple weeks earlier. It feels so relieving and nice. I'm gonna look up different stretches so that I can continue to put it to work. We've started a nice little seed collection. I need to make sure I also collect some of the zinnia seeds. There really is no reason why I should be ordering seeds next season because we have so many pretty blooms that I want to replant. It's so cool how the zinnia flowers, they have their seeds. I just saw this on the ground. This is from like a dried out zinnia. So you see the old petal, and then the seed is attached to the bottom of the petal, and that's how they produce in the wild. They float around in the wind and then replant. So it's really amazing. It's elderberry jam time. I'm really excited. I hope it turns out well. So here's the elderberries that we harvested this weekend, along with a few that I picked this morning. But we have about 500 grams of elderberry, and then we have sugar. There's so much sugar in jam. I did a mix of cane sugar and coconut sugar, and then I would say it's about 350 grams. So hopefully that will be enough, because the recipe I'm following actually called for 500 grams of sugar. So it's 500 grams of berries, 500 grams of sugar. So we're just gonna try to cut down the sugar a little bit. I've also, the woman at the farmer's market who made us jam before, she said she uses monk fruit instead of sugar. So maybe we'll try that one day. But for now, we're going classic sugar route. And then 2 tablespoons of lemon. So essentially, gotta simmer the berries down, start mushing them, which I don't really have a masher, so I'll probably just use a fork or something, or like a wooden chiseled spoon, and then add in the other ingredients, let it simmer, and it sounds as easy as that, so fingers crossed. Hello from the next day. Let's finish what we started, get this gallery wall semi-complete. I think it'll take a little bit longer just because I want to switch out some of the artwork for a couple of the frames, or not even switch out, I just didn't really think through some of the pieces yet. So we'll do what we can, but I'm excited to see it continue to come together. Trivia last night was really so fun. It was just hilarious. We didn't do very well, which just made it that much funnier, but I love trivia. It's so funny too because my mom does trivia on Tuesday nights, and I feel like I'm just living a parallel life to her, that I'm doing trivia with my friends on Tuesday nights. So it was a good time, but yeah, excited to just finish some of these projects, and hopefully we'll do a good job and we'll be happy with the final result, because we have invested some time and some money in this. Thankfully it was pretty affordable. I think I spent about $100 on all of the frames, which, considering how many I bought and the quality, I feel like that's pretty good. Well, our first frame, we're a little crooked, and by a little I mean a lot. Sorry, my laundry is so loud right now. I have overalls with metal pieces in it, so it's very noisy. But I have a little curveball right here. I think there's a stud or something, so I'm not able to screw something in here. I'll ask Brandon about it later, but we'll just carry on with this section and hope for no more curveballs. Okay, we finished for now. It definitely feels like a work in progress because now that it's up, it looks a little unfinished because we have all this other space surrounding it. Let me show you the details, but it's cute. It's definitely, like, I feel like my eye is getting used to it still, but I'm excited about it. I think, again, I'm just trying to add more character and just make our home as cozy as possible, and framed pictures just, that's as homey as it gets. So we have picture of Positano, picture of me and Liz in January at one of our little celebrations. We have a Rome picture. It's mainly Italy. We have a Florence picture. This is our angel baby, the ultrasound. We had it on a bulletin board, but I like the idea of keeping it in a frame. It seems a little bit more protected in here. And then we have some photos that our friend Esther took for our baby announcement. We love these photos so much. They're so special to us. And then Greece, which this is one of my favorite pictures ever and one of my favorite places ever. So love to be reminded of that. And then for this one, I said I was gonna try to find more art, and then I'm like, what if I just took some of the smaller pictures I already printed out and then hung them up? So picture of my grandparents in Maine when we went last summer, little dinner party, Palmer and a butterfly, and the Northern Lights in Iceland. So really sweet memories here. And again, I just hope to continue having a trail of memories framed along our wall. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all are well, and I'm excited to see you next. Bye.